Today, we're going to put the Curse Knight secret unit alone in infinite mode to see how many waves he can survive on his own. We can't use any slows, we can't use any money units, only the Curse Knight. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video because the amount of waves this unit can survive with no help is insane. This is going to be really difficult because we only have the Curse Knight. We have to get 2,000 yen before we can even start placing down units. And then upgrading it, I don't even want to think about it. But also, I think he can survive a lot of waves with 0 upgrades. So we're only able to use this one and the second one, which we're going to put down later in the video. Before I place 2 down, I really want to make sure that I can max out one of them. And the second one, I'm going to try placing him so that he can hit multiple spots. Because I don't know if y'all know, but even the Curse Knight without its evolution can still have a really large radius. We just got to upgrade this Curse Knight as much as possible. And then this one. And then it's really up to seeing how long we can survive. Closing in on wave 10. And we've gotten the first Curse Knight to upgrade 5. Ever since I've gotten this guy, I feel like I've just been able to destroy every single wave that I end up fighting. Moving on to wave 12. I guess since we make money every single wave, it's not that bad considering he's the only unit we have to upgrade. But I think definitely once we get to the later waves, it's going to be much harder to upgrade the second Knight. Hopefully if I fart on him, he can do more power. You stupid Curse Knight. Please survive to wave 50. I'm considering anything less than wave 50 a failure. But also getting to wave 50 on the water temple is probably going to take 700 million years. So far he's doing really good and we're on wave 13. With a couple of legendaries, I was able to get to wave 16 in my last video. And we're getting to wave 14 only with the Curse Knight, which is kind of insane. And he's just absolutely taking out these units, which only have like 5,000 health, and he's already doing 14,000. 14,000 damage is kind of insane at 5.7 seconds. Getting closer to upgrade number 10. I mean, really, he's just mowing down these units. And we're closing in on wave 20. I don't know if wave 50 is going to be possible. It's been so fun watching him absolutely destroy everything in the raids. Also, just like every single infinite mode, every single challenge, I basically have only just been placing him. Here we have just maxed out the Curse Knight, doing 34,000 damage every 10 seconds and covering this massive range. So we're gonna get a lot of damage off with him, and he's absolutely frying these units as we enter wave 20. We have maxed out our first Curse Knight, and I am moving on to the second Curse Knight, which I've chosen to pick here because then they'll kind of like walk through this entire area, because this will expand eventually and be able to cover all of this. Just off of the money that we already had, I upgraded the second Curse Knight all the way to upgrade 7. What health are they at right now? Yeah, I think the basic units are basically at 24,000 health, but they also have to walk through this Knight like 4 times. So unless there's some kind of healing unit, they're pretty much destroyed. Like, I think at wave 24, these units are starting to survive the Curse Knight, or at least getting through to like about here, which is crazy because he does 34,000 damage every 10 seconds. I think we're still going to be here probably until wave 30, and then they might start actually surviving through. They're already about 10,000 damage in both shield and health, and not to mention that some of them have those triple shields, even though I think it doesn't really matter because he does like 8 hits of 6,000. So they're starting to get kind of to the middle, but once again, they have to walk through all of this and then do it again. And then not to mention that we have this Curse Knight that I haven't been upgrading, even though we're barely making any money at this point since the waves are moving so slow. He's at 26,000 now, and they have to walk through all of this, wrap around. This is going to be in his final circle. Wrap around all the way here, and then this will probably also be in his final circle. But it's super interesting to see that just one Curse Knight is able to survive this far into the water temple. I literally had an entire squad of units they were all legendary, and it was a pretty good squad. We had slow, we had everything, and we could only survive to wave 16. And this one singular Curse Knight is surviving to wave 26. I finally maxed out the second Curse Knight, so this Curse Knight alone has done 8 million damage. That doesn't make sense. I only have 6 million damage. What is happening here? I always find this perspective button so funny because it's like, why do I want to view him from this perspective? I don't really get it. From what I've been told, this Knight's from solo leveling. This entire time I thought it was from Berserk. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't watched solo leveling. Some of these units in this game are kind of off-brand. And by kind of, I mean very. Like, a lot of the units in this game are really off-brand looking. So I was like, I guess this is like a really cursed version of Berserk, but I was just wrong. I was entirely wrong. But thankfully, I did not go around saying that, except to one other person who also thought it was Berserk. So it's not that bad. But we are currently entering wave 30, and they are still barely getting through the entrance. What health are they at? Their health bars are like barely at 30,000. They have 14,000 shield and 14,000 health. These are actually going to start getting kind of far because he only does 34,000 damage. But also you have to remember that he's going to hit them like 8 times. So I still think that he's going to survive probably for a good another 10 waves. I'm giving it as we enter wave 30. I literally don't have any more upgrades I can give to this Knight, so I'm going to have to find out a way to entertain myself for these next 20 waves. With a whole troop of units, I could barely make it to wave 16. So if I can make it to wave 50, I'd consider that pretty good. Imagine how far I could get into the waves if I had the knight and other units. It would be crazy. If I had like a donut and a good DPS, or if I evoed him and I evoed my warrior princess and then I had a good DPS, it would be crazy. I would do so much damage. I would probably survive like really far into this actually. This boss is kind of getting through here. Oh, and he heals. I really have to hope that he can kill him. Oh, ooh, that was so close. I forgot about the boss in this map. That's definitely gonna have to be one that we have to be concerned about. The placement is really gonna come back to bite us. I didn't even think about the fact that this range is not even ideal. Like the Curse Knight, he can reach this from right here and then also get all of this. And then this one can get all of this. And we'd basically have the entire map covered. So I actually think I'm going to have to sell him. But I don't know if I'd be able to get him back to max upgrade. I think we're just gonna have to do it. Oh, we did. That was, wow, he's actually relatively cost effective. But now we actually have all of these units taking damage, and then they'll have a little space here, but then they have to go through all of this. And then once they get through that, they have to take all of this direct damage. I think this placement is probably going to be able to take us to wave 50. And if I manage to make enough money, I might actually try scooting him closer to this wall. I have yet to see a unit round this rock, and it's wave almost 34. My unit almost does 70,000 every 20 seconds, so we're really going to be waiting until the wave has enough health to survive something like 70,000 damage. We're actually nearly entering wave 40, and only one of my units has actually seen any action. They're barely surviving on just a little bit of the track where they have to actually see this Curse Knight. I can't imagine how long they're going to be able to survive whenever they have to walk through all of this and then all of that. We've just made it to wave 40, and there's currently a fisherman giant who's healing and making it currently out of the first bit of reach. Now, I would be concerned, but this guy still has to walk through all of it, and then all of that. So I think we're still making it to wave 50, but at wave 50, we might actually start running into some trouble. It seemed like he was healing a second ago. I don't know why he's not healing now. Maybe he heals when he takes damage. I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna end up dying. Yeah, okay. I think wave 50 is starting to look much, much closer here. These fishermen admirals currently only have 50,000 health. I think it's 50,000 health plus the like 16 or 20,000 shield that they probably have now. And then these octopus fishermen, I mean, they can't do anything. They're literally 16,000 health, and they would kind of be good if the Curse Knight didn't literally do like 9 attacks when he attacked. We completed the first challenge of making it to wave 50, and it has literally only been this singular Curse Knight. And they haven't even made it past this first bit. Like, none of them have managed to loop around this, except I think the boss. And we're about to see another one of those bosses right now, so I'm kind of curious to see if that one's going to be able to withstand our Cursed Knight. At this point, it's a matter of time of waiting. These waves are actually starting to survive. It's only been 3 waves since 50, and the damage that the waves can sustain has gone up tremendously. Like, they're actually starting to make it semi-consistently around this rock, because there was a whole 50 waves of not seeing anything pass around here except the occasional boss. But the units are actually starting to make it to this corner, which is kind of crazy. They are actually surviving. Currently, the Fisherman Admiral only in a couple of waves have scaled from, I think, what was 180,000 to 376,000. The Fisherman boss has 1,800,000 health. It's definitely going to be something of concern. For the 60th wave, I can't even imagine if we managed to get to wave 70 just off the Cursed Knight. The boss would actually just be like so much health. I don't even want to think about it. Did they manage to kill the boss yet? I don't know where he's at. No, he's right here. And they have barely scratched anything. Wave 62 might actually be as far as we get. He's only taken, I think, 200,000 damage at this point. It's kind of looking like this might be where it starts to fade for our Cursed Knights. Wave 62 of the Cursed Temple would be a pretty nice place to stop. But finally, the Cursed Knight on the second half of the map is actually going to start doing some damage. We're gonna get to see whether this Fisherman boss actually manages to kill us right where we are and manages to end our run at wave 64. It'd be so unfortunate. And he's starting to get out of the range of the Cursed Knight. This might be it. I think this is it. This is where the Cursed Knight is actually going to wave 64. The Fisherman boss, unfortunately, is about to take out the Cursed Knights. Subscribe!